So, hi everybody. I decided that I wanted to take some time with these vlogs to talk a little bit about each of my published books, at least the books that are published in physical form as well as ebook form, because I have some books that are just available as ebooks. But anyhow, I decided to start with my most recent release. It's called Searching for the Truth. And it's a combination of poems and little essays and prose that were about subjects related to either spirituality or philosophy or psychology, which are all topics that interest me greatly personally. I love to think about spirituality and philosophy and try to figure out what this life is really all about. And I like psychology. I like to look into the human mind and figure out, why we act the way we do and why some people go crazy and why other people, don't, and just all kinds of interesting stuff there. I love to look at the way the human mind works, and I'm fascinated especially by minds that are different, those that have mental illness or have autism like myself, or I've always had a deep interest in like people who are extremely gifted artistically or in some way, but yet suffer deeply with depression or are suicidal. And I know a lot of people think that's creepy and dark, that I'm so interested in people who were artistic and yet committed suicide, like Van Gogh or Sylvia Plath, who happens to share my birthday. People like that. But I don't see it nearly as morbid. I just think it's interesting. It just fascinates me. And that doesn't mean I'm going to do that myself. It really fascinates me. So when I decided to put this book together, I just went through everything that I'd written in the last few years. And if I thought that in some way it fit into one of those subjects, then I put it in. As long as I thought it was good enough to be in the book, because I don't put everything I write in a book. So anyway, I thought that I'd go ahead and maybe read a couple of the really short poems in it, just to give you like a short look at what kind of stuff is in it. And I did pick a few of the shortest, or a couple of the shortest ones, because I don't want to like make you sit here and listen to me read like a long time. So anyway, the first one that I'm going to share is called Poetry is Dead. And this poem, actually, I've gotten a lot of feedback on this poem that people really like it. And so I think that's cool. I've had people contact me and want to do like pieces of art inspired by this poem, which is always really neat because, I'm an artist as well as an author. So it's cool to see another artist take something I've written and turn it into a painting. So anyway, here's the poem. I'll go ahead and read it. They say poetry is dead, and maybe it is. But so what? Civility is dead, and apparently so is God. But you know what? I always liked the dead, lying peaceful and quiet. So all in all, I think I'll take my chances. Now, I want to say before I move on to the next poem that some people take issue with the line about apparently so is God when it comes to, being dead. And I want to say that is like a sarcastic kind of statement. I actually don't believe God is dead. I personally believe in a higher power. I'm not very religious, and I'm open about that. I am more interested in spirituality than religion because I think, unfortunately, religion is far too much man-made, and it's based far too much on tradition and, some writings that men decided should be included in their holy books. And so I think there's a lot of stuff in religion that is not right. And so that's why I like to focus on personal spirituality rather than religion. But I just wanted to say, I do not believe God is dead. That is kind of a sarcastic quip. So before you like send me any hateful notes or anything. And then the other one is called Compliments. And this one I wrote just because sometimes when I get a lot of really good feedback on something I do, I start kind of almost feeling like I'm getting like puffed up, like, I'm like letting it go to my ego. And I have to remind myself, don't become one of those jerks that, just because people say they love your stuff, you think you're all that. So anyway, here's the poem. Compliments. I let praise go to my head. I sunbathe in the warm rays of compliments and fool myself into believing that I'm better than I actually am. However, that inflated ego keeps me going. It makes me feel important and like my voice counts for something in a world where it normally doesn't. And as you can tell, at the end of that poem, I wanted to kind of talk about how in this world it is easy to feel like you don't count for anything and like nobody hears what you have to say or what you've been through. This world can seem very cold and unfeeling and like people are just mean and hateful. And writing is a way for me to deal with those feelings and to express myself and hopefully get feedback from people who feel the same way. So that's kind of what inspired that. Now, this book, if you want to check it out, it's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and like all those retailers. I think the paperback is $6.99, maybe $5.99, somewhere in there, and the ebook is $2.99, I think. And the ebook is only available on Kindle because I have a deal with Amazon for that. So, but anyway, you can get the paperback on almost any book retailer website, and you can get the Kindle version on Amazon. So I hope you'll check it out, and if you don't, that's okay. I understand not everybody's interested in everything I'm interested in. But I appreciate you listening, and if you have something to say or something to share, go ahead and comment below. And I would love for you to subscribe if you like this video so that you'll see future stuff I do. And I appreciate you listening. So thanks. Bye.